was a story that you once told me about a church that you were tearing down across the street from your home that you were going to build, and he needed. Do you remember that story?
Yeah.
Tell me a little about it.
Let's see, I was I'm trying to think when I was about 20 years old at the time. Well, let me think just a minute. Well, anyway, an earthquake occurred in 1934.
Oh.
And it was so badly damaged the tabernacle in Pleasant Grove that they're fearful that the beams in a high arched thing, the heavy beams would fall and crush people. So they condemned it.
Oh.
The question was, well, who would tear it down? Who would demolish it? And Daddy took the challenge. He took the challenge for he could have all the materials in the building for himself to tear it down.
That's brilliant.
So there were a lot of bricks. There were tons and tons of bricks. And there were tons and tons of wooden beams. The arches were all trusses made out of wood.
What did he do with all that?
Well, he eventually built the home across the street.
Oh my goodness.
On 30 South, 30 East. From the bricks and the lumber derived from the old tabernacle.
Huh.
He was a can-do sort of guy.
Amazingly so. How did you help with that project?
Well, I was Daddy's helper. I did what Daddy told me to do. And so I didn't climb around on the roof. He did the roof.
Yeah.
He got up there with a kind of a shovel and just shoved the shingles off of it.
Uh-huh.
When the time came, he dropped those trusses into the basement and then took the trusses apart. The mother was scared to death, and I can't blame her. I was too, because Daddy was up on that roof and in the trusses trying to take it apart. She was as scared that he was going to fall and kill himself. But Daddy did it.
Was there? I think you told me an incident where he was trying to figure out how to break something apart, and I think you suggested to him a jack screw.
Well, the old tabernacle had a tower.
A tower, that's right.
And the tower had a spiral staircase.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen that. That must have been a beautiful building.
For the time, it was beautiful. By modern standards, it was kind of
No, okay,
plain.
okay.
But it was architecturally sound. And so it had, and this tower had 4 walls with a staircase in the middle of it. And there were 3 or 4 bricks thick. And so he tried to tip that tower over, but it was too strong. But I'd seen my grandfather use a jack screw to press honey out of cappings.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
Cappings would come out of the hive that'd be capped with wax. And
Yeah.
so he had a steam knife that would go up there and take the cappings off.
Yes.
Then they'd go into the extractor to roll honey out. Well, and after the cappings, there was a lot of honey in the cappings. So he developed a barrel and a jack screw. He used that jack screw to press the honey out of the wax.
Brilliant.
I got the idea to take that jack screw and put it horizontally between those walls and use the jack screw to force the walls apart.
Uh-huh.
And so I used that jack screw and a big steel bar to press, and finally that wall cracked. I just did a crack,
Uh-huh.
and it didn't fall on me itself, but it cracked it. And from then on, you could chip away here, chip away there, and pull it down.
I'll be darned. I'll be darned.
Daddy was quite proud of me for having that idea because he had struggled with that for a couple of months or more, how he was going to get that tower down. And he gave me credit for the idea.
What was your first paying job?
Well, I was picking strawberries with my mother at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mm.
The next one was thinning sugar beets. One rows of sugar beets in the farmlands west of our place. But in high school, my paying job was a paper office.
Oh, yeah. For what paper? Do you remember?
It was Salt Lake Tribune.
I'll be darned.
The
Good.
morning newspaper. And the route was in northeastern Pleasant Grove, in the hilly country of.
Did you ride a bike to deliver it?
I rode a bike,
I'll be darned.
uphill, downhill, hill and dale,
Daily paper?
daily paper.
So you did that 7 days a week?
My mother or father would help me on days that I needed help,
Yeah.
which was not often, but they helped me over some rough spots. In the deep snow, they'd help me with the car,
Yeah.
family car.
Wow. Wow. So tell me.
That bicycle, by the way, was a milestone in my life.
Tell me how.
It provided the means for me to travel far distance from my home.
I see.
And I learned to love the lake. I learned to love the mountains, the foothills, the mountains to the east of me. And I loved the roads, the telephone lines. I got to go to see the railroads, the railroad tracks. And so my bike opened up the world to me.
I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
And I could go to town and my mother opened a bank account for me, which I would earn bits of money. And Mother and Dad, they let me keep all the money I earned.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have to put it back into the kitty for the household. They taught me the principle of tithing, which I didn't always obey, but I did sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I didn't. But I could ride my bike uptown to Pleasant Grove and buy a candy bar.
Uh-huh.
Zip, there goes a nickel. Zip, there goes a dime. Or a shake at the drugstore.
How much, give me an idea of what you would make a month from this paper out.
Well, I think I would earn anywhere from $7 to maybe 15 at the most.
A month?
Yeah. And that was quite a lot of money at the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We were talking
You could buy a
1930s.
candy bar for a nickel or a dime. But I ate a lot of candy bars too.
Yeah, and I love the fact that Grandma and Grandpa let you have that and learn that economy, learn how to save and put money away and use it when you wanted to.
I knew what the principle of tithing was, and so some of it went there. One of the first things my mother did was take me to the bank and give me a bank passport so that I could go there and deposit my money and keep track of my earnings.
Do you remember what bank it was?
The Bank of Pleasant Grove,
Of course.
right on the corner of Center Street in Maine. It had a big clock on the side of it.
I think I know where that's at.
And right next to the bank was Smith's Rexall drugstore.
Yes.
And there you go to buy all kinds of drugs. And they had a soda fountain.
Yep.
You could get a shake there.
Yep. So you could eat a shake or a banana split or buy a candy bar and deposit your money and.
And then right next to that was the Alhambra movie house.
Yes, I've seen that one. Yeah. Though I believe those are still there.
No,
I don't.
Those buildings, I think, are still there.
I don't know that I know the building for the Pleasant Grove Bank is still there. I wonder what it's called now, or if it's still a bank. I don't know. I'll have to look into that.